Igor, you're overreacting. Come back, let's talk calmly. Jean gave a bitter smile. Calmly. That always meant the same thing. Come back and accept what my mother has decided. Maybe it was time to stop. The next morning, Zhanna woke up on Diana's couch feeling as if she hadn't slept at all. Her friend was already making coffee in the kitchen. So heroin, she said, handing her a steaming cup. Igor called 15 times. I told him you were sleeping. Thanks. Zhanna took a sip. The coffee was strong, bitter. Exactly what she needed. I don't know what to do now. Are you going back? Jean shrugged. I don't really have a choice. There's Olya, work, life goes on. At that moment, her phone vibrated again. Nina Pavlovna. Zhanna rejected the call. A second later, a message arrived. Janoshka, let's not argue. Come back. I've made your favorite salad. We'll talk like human beings. Diana glanced at the screen. Is she apologizing? No, replied Zhanna with a dry laugh. She's setting a trap. But at noon, she went home anyway. The apartment smelled of hot food, and this unusual calm immediately made her uneasy. Nina Pavlovna was setting the table. Igor was in the living room in front of his computer. Ah, there you are, said her mother-in-law with a smile that was too polite to be sincere. Sit down, have something to eat. Zhanna didn't move. Tell me right now what you want. Nothing special, replied Nina Pavlovna with a strange gentleness. I've been thinking. You were hurt because of the money, so I'm going to give it back to you now. Zhanna blinked. Now? Yes. Her mother-in-law took out her phone, tapped a few buttons, and placed the screen in front of her. There you go, 30,000 rubles returned. Jean opened her banking app. The money had indeed been transferred back. She was left speechless. Thank you. You're welcome, my dear, replied Nina Pavlovna, folding her hands on the table. I just want peace in this family. Jean nodded silently, but something felt off. Too simple, too easy, too clean. And she knew that Nina Pavlovna never truly gave up. On Saturday morning, everything changed. An unknown number called her. Madam Zhanna Sergeyevna, this is Vitaly Olegovich from the Garant Collection Agency. You have an overdue loan in the amount of 85,000 rubles. You must settle the debt within 3 days. Zhanna felt as if the ground was opening up beneath her feet. What loan? I've never taken out a loan. All the documents are in your name, madam. Check your banking history. She rushed to the computer, opened her credit file, and saw it. A loan of 85,000 rubles in her name, taken out 3 weeks earlier. Then a second one, 50,000 rubles, at another bank, taken out 2 days earlier. Her hands turned icy cold. Someone had used her documents, someone who had had access to her passport, someone who knew her life perfectly well. She turned around slowly. In the living room, she could hear Nina Pavlovna's voice. She was laughing on the phone, a calm, light laugh. And suddenly, everything became clear. Igor, Zhanna shouted. He came out of the bathroom in a bathrobe. What? Where's my passport? In the wardrobe as usual. Why? Zhanna searched the shelf and grabbed the document. As she flipped through it, a small receipt slipped between the pages. A photocopy receipt dated 2 weeks earlier. She stood frozen. Your mother took my passport? Igor hesitated. Yes. Well, she said she needed it for some administrative procedure. Something for her retirement. For her retirement? Jean turned to him, white with rage. 2 loans were taken out in my name, Igor. 2 for 235,000 rubles. The living room door opened. Nina Pavlovna appeared, her face feigning surprise. What loan? What are you talking about? You took my passport, you took out those loans in my name. Me? She replied, placing a dramatic hand on her chest. You've lost your mind. Why would I do that? To punish me, to break me, to put me back in my place. Igorochka, she said, turning to her son with sudden tears in her eyes. Do you hear what she's saying? She's accusing me of fraud. Mom would never do that, replied Igor almost automatically, but his voice was trembling. Oh, really? Then explain to me why she had my passport. For the pension fund, replied the mother-in-law in a firmer tone. I needed proof to show that I was living with you. It's perfectly legal. Show me the papers. They're not ready yet. The silence grew heavy, oppressive. Igor looked back and forth between his mother and his wife, unable to choose. And at that moment, Zhanna understood. He was already choosing. Not her. Never her. I'm going to the police, she said, grabbing her jacket. Nina Pavlovna gave a small, cold smile. And what will you tell them? That your mother-in-law took your passport and took out loans in your name. Do you have any proof? Any witnesses? Any pictures? No? Then be careful before you accuse people. Zhanna stopped short. It was true, she only had suspicions and a receipt. Nothing solid. Nina Pavlovna sat back down, crossing her legs like a queen on her throne. You've gone too far, my dear. It's time for you to stop. Jean felt a chill run up her spine. What do you mean? The mother-in-law approached gently. That you need to learn to respect your elders. I will no longer tolerate your outbursts, and I won't let you destroy my relationship with my son. Jean turned to Igor. Can't you see what she's doing? He lowered his eyes, and that silence was the cruelest answer of all. That same evening, Zhanna found herself at a lawyer's office. Bank statements, a copy receipt, and calls from collection agencies were spread out on the table. The lawyer slowly shook her head. This will be very difficult to prove. Without direct evidence, without a photo, without a clearly forged signature, it will take a long time, a very long time. But she's the one who did this, Zhanna choked out. I believe you, but believing and proving are two different things. Zhanna closed her eyes. Months of fighting, months under the same roof as that woman, months of pretending. Her phone vibrated. Igor, Mom is crying. She says you insulted her. Zhanna, stop all this. For Olia. For Olia. Always for Olia, for peace, for the family, never for herself. When she came home that evening, she found an almost perfect scene. Nina Pavlovna was reading a story to Olia on the couch. The little girl was laughing in her arms. Igor was watching television. A picture of an ideal family. But when Zhanna met her mother-in-law's gaze, she saw something else in it. A victory, calm, cold, final. Zhanoshka, have you eaten? Asked Nina Pavlovna gently. I left you dinner. Thank you. I'm not hungry. Jean went into the bedroom, closed the door, and sat down on the bed. What should she do now? Stay silent, give in, live as if nothing had happened, or fight? She took her phone and wrote to Zhanna. I need help and a good private detective. The reply came immediately. I know one. I'll send you his contact. Zhanna took a deep breath. No, she was not going to give up. Nina Pavlovna had made a mistake, thinking she was weak. But Jean was not weak. She was patient, and sometimes patience is the most dangerous weapon. 3 days later, just as Jean was about to launch her counterattack, something even stranger happened. When she got home from work, she found a note left on the kitchen table. The handwriting was Nina Pavlovna's. My dears, I'm leaving for Egypt for a month. I've dreamed of this for a long time. I bought the tickets in advance. Zhanna, don't worry so much. I didn't take out any loans. I just wanted to see how much you care about this family. Now I see that you care a lot. That's good. Rest without me. Love to you all. Nina. Zhanna read the letter 3 times. Then she called Igor. Did you see this? Yes, he said with a shrug. Mom is already at the airport. She sent me a photo. Do you understand what that means? It means you were wrong. The loans must have been a bank error. Zhanna immediately opened her banking app. The loans had disappeared as if they had never existed. Customer service spoke of a bug, a technical error, a computer malfunction. Too convenient, too quick, too perfect. She manipulated all of us, Jean whispered. Igor gave a faint smile. You know how she is. She likes to provoke. At least we'll have a month of peace. Jean looked at him for a long time. He still didn't understand. Or he refused to understand. But she did. Nina Pavlovna had just shown them that she could do anything. Frighten, lie, manipulate, disappear, then come back as if nothing had happened and no one would dare stop her. Jean slowly folded the note. You know what, Igor? During this month, we're going to have to seriously talk about us, about our family, and about what I'm still willing to put up with. Of course, he replied distractedly. But Jean already knew that the real battle was only just beginning. While Nina Pavlovna was sipping a cocktail by the sea, convinced she had won, Jean looked out at the city through the window and thought of only one thing: her freedom, her dignity, and how she was going to take back control of her life.